Hello, everyone. I'm Aaron Forth, and I'm responsible for the product at Mint.com, and with me I have Bentley Rubenstein, who is one of our business development managers. Just so I get an idea of how well people know Mint here, how many people have Mint.com accounts, just by a show of hands? Fantastic. How many people have Mint.com on their iPhones? And how many of them have it on their Android devices? And I apologize for the BlackBerry users. We don't have an application there yet. I think the ratios that we're seeing in here are generally proportional to our user base. Mint has become an increasingly mobile experience over time. And our mobile footprint in terms of users has really, really grown. So we have about 1 million installs on iPhones as of recently. And we have about 800,000 installs on Android devices. Now, personal finance just makes sense in your pocket, so it makes a ton of sense that you're going to want this information on your phone. And Mint being a personal finance tool that helps you to understand your balances and recent transactions that have taken place in your account, it really is like chocolate and peanut butter. It makes a lot of sense. So much so that we've started to uncover some interesting statistics about our user base. Right now, over 50% of Mint.com users have a smartphone connected to their account. That's grown astronomically as we've embraced new platforms, Android and iOS, and new devices as they've come out. Perhaps even more interesting is about 20 to 25% of new Mint.com users register via their devices, meaning they don't go to the website. They actually learn about Mint.com in the App Store, they download the application, and they install the application and register for Mint.com. And perhaps even more interesting is the fact that right now about 20 to 22% of Mint.com users rarely go to the website. They spend their dominant way of interacting with our service is via their mobile devices. Now, some of you may know Mint's business model has always been based upon the belief that we can help consumers save by connecting them with products and services that they have access to. And so we have a healthy book of advertising relationships and a good business around driving leads to our advertising partners. Until recently, and this is the innovation that we'll talk about today, we haven't done much on the mobile devices to transfer our business model. Most of our leads have been driven through our website. And so that represents a gap. It represents a gap for us, obviously because we have more users who aren't on the website, less opportunity to monetize. And more importantly, it represents a gap for those users because we're not helping them to save, which is part of Mint's core value. And so what I wanted to talk to you about today is an application that we've built and we've put it out onto the iOS platform, the iPhones, that starts to take what we call advice internally, which is informed saving suggestions that we can bring to our users, and we're doing it via the mobile device, which is significant for a couple of reasons. One, there isn't a lot of precedence here for performance-based marketing on a mobile channel. There is some evidence of healthy display advertising that's taking place, but performance-based, where a user actually has to fill out a form in order to apply for a product, is not something that's happening commonly. Two is we had questions about ourselves. We're very particular about the user experience that we tend to put out. And we wanted to make sure that we could make that experience good. You can think about the multi-form credit card application in some cases, and that's hard to do on a mobile device. The form factor just doesn't really make it easy. And third is we weren't sure that advertisers were really ready to kind of engage with this channel in the way that they were engaging with us on the web. And so we saw those as all of those things we need to work through in order to do this, but we forged ahead. And we'll show you a little bit of what we have here today. So passcode, always we suggest people protect their data on their phone. And this is the overview screen for those of you who haven't seen it. We have a very simple view into your finances. It tells you how much cash you have, how much credit card debt you have, where you are in your budget in kind of summary. Alerts, which are important things, such as you've been hit with a fee or your interest rate's been changed. And this new section called Advice, which is understated, but it's important that it's on the overview page because every time you crack open the Mint.com application, this is the information you're looking at. If you go into there, what you'll see is a set of highly customized, highly personalized recommendations that are generated from Mint.com that are oriented towards the user's finances relative to the products and services that they're using or the products and services they should consider using. And so we'll walk into a couple of these. The one I love is something we've developed to try to help consumers protect their credit score. There's a lot of black box around the actual credit score, but one of the things that seems to be understood is that if you spend more than 30% of your available credit across all of your credit cards in your wallet, you can start to do damage to your credit score. And so we actually monitor how much credit card balance is actually taking place on a daily basis relative to the total credit available across all of your credit cards. And when you start to cross a threshold, we send you an alert. And we send you an alert saying, hey, 1, there's danger, and 2, you need to consider the series of products that you have in your wallet at the time. So Bentley, can you click on that? This is a really important part, and the important part that is important to deliver to this audience. This is a credit score monitoring service, and you'll see the form that's been built is very consistent and elegant, really, for a mobile experience. The application is simple. The application has been simplified and built for the form factor of the phone. And so this is really instrumental to taking that funnel, which we have a healthy funnel at the top because we're putting it on the overview page, a lot of people see it, to making sure that the conversions can take place at the bottom of the funnel. And we actively work with our advertisers in order to develop experiences that are going to be good for this specific channel. And that's an important part of what Bentley and Bentley's team does. Here's another example. We've noticed that you're paying a lot for auto insurance. And so we're letting you know that you're actually overpaying relative to the average of Mint.com, which is a very compelling motivation for people when they start to feel that they're an outlier. So the one thing that we really need in order to make this channel more successful for us and for our advertisers and for our consumers is more participation from advertisers. Sorry. And we're out at our booth today, and we're going to actually offer consultation and advice on how to get onboarded into this new advertising product. And I can tell you, with no seconds left, and I'm sorry between you and your lunch, this is a very healthy funnel even when compared to the web. And we've even had one advertiser move more product, generate more leads through the mobile device than they have on our website. Thank you very much.